Okay, affirmative action. So, hey man, so
I don't want to give the cops that because I'm sure cops think we do dumb shit.
man, fuck them.
I don't know. They're probably afraid of us.
Yeah, whatever. They beat their wives up and shit. There's like a whole bunch of them. They said
like 40%.
Yeah, only 60% of their wives don't get beat up.
That's
crazy. Yeah, I think it might be a little more than that. But could you imagine?
Yeah, probably is.
Like you're in the 60% that ain't getting their ass whooped by a cop every day, and then you're the other 40, and you got to be
you're like
faking with her and shit.
Yeah,
no.
No.
It's got to be rough for the pig's wife, man.
I mean, I don't know why you'd marry a cop.
I know that's the life you asked for. Hopefully, you can help them, and hopefully, I'm not making light of that shit. Matter of fact,
I mean,
if you're married to a cop and they're beating on you, call me.
You know what? And I'm gonna be sympathetic to cops for a moment.
Nope, I'm gonna whoop his ass. Because imagine what you could do.
No, I agree with you on this, but I'm just saying, like, after a long cop shift, where you're dealing with, like, you walk in on child abuse and shit. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you deal with some shit. I'm not going to deny that, like, I have a bad day, and, like, I'm not saying I beat my wife or anything.
Yeah, man, John, if you ever... Matt Sam would beat your ass up, though.
But, like, I come home in a bad mood, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
And then they're, like, used to just manhandling shit.
Yeah, exactly. The way they operate on a day-to-day basis, that's how they're... Like, cops need more fucking mental health. If we're going to have cops in society, they got to deal with their fucking shit. They got to deal with that shit, man.
And don't just blame us for being a hard job.
Yeah, exactly. And then don't come home and beat on your wife.
Yeah,
and
man.
kids
I guess that was kind of
shit,
getting a little bit like we was making a joke of that shit. Fuck them.
No, dude.
I'll fuck them bitches up. I can't fucking stand a woman beater, dude. I can't stand it, dog.
Yeah.
Can't stand it. But anyway, man. And then, honestly, how much of the budget do they have, John?
A third of the budget of the city.
Like, just,
But almost half of salaries are for cops.
So they got a third of that, and we only got another 2/3 to do all the other stuff.
Like literally
the
everything
buses,
else.
everything, fire department, all of that, everybody else stuff.
Parks.
And then half of that third is just to pay them.
No. So if you're just taking the entire city budget, 1/3 of the city budget is them. But if you're just looking at the city salaries, like who
they
gets
got
paid,
half of it?
they got 45% of city salaries.
God, man.
So they get a lot of money.
These people are running a cartel.
And it doesn't, you know what? Here's the thing. For years and years and years, they've had roughly a third of the city budget crime.
Yeah.
Up and down. So, like, it obviously has nothing to do
with that. Yeah.
So there's, like, the fact that they keep saying more.
Does the rate of domestic violence go up and down by that?
It went up during COVID.
I did hear that.
Yeah. So it's like there's all these other things that are contributing.
That's horrible, man. These people are just fucking menace to society, dude.
They are, and they're contributing to the
menaces to, and then they send their kids into the school after they just with all of the stuff at the house, man, and then it's just like it's that what you said, like it perpetuates itself.
Yeah, exactly.
They're probably fucking 20% of the problem themselves.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, remember that cop? I think we've already talked about it on this show. Beat up that teenager that was his girlfriend's lover.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck, dude? Yeah. What the fuck are you thinking, man?
Right. Kid, dog.
This is the world that they're existing within.
Anyway.
So what are we talking about? Affirmative action? I actually just want to talk about the Supreme Court.
I remember distinctly, I have a good friend of mine. When Donald Trump started running, I was like, man, this shit don't make no goddamn sense right here. I remember as a kid that people always thought or was trying to get him up into running, you know what I'm saying, to being a candidate, right? So it was always like this funny thing, like, oh, he's a businessman, or he could whatever, and it was just this thing. So when he actually did it, I had some friends right from the jump. I was like, bro, this don't make no sense.
They were happy they wanted him to run?
Yeah, like they were like, oh man, I think this might be a good, there was a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, before he actually came out with this, before the wall. Before
all his
it was just like
racist shit.
Yeah, like before all of these things happened, and then when they started to happen, they were like, oh, they thought it was like Kanye running for president or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it was a joke. Right. But man, this dude put in 3 Supreme Court justices?
Yes, dude.
3 of them, bro.
Wait, let's see.
I don't know their names, man.
Yeah.
So all I know was the one that had the court case to even get eligible to be it because he raped somebody, Kavanaugh.
There's Kavanaugh, who likes beer. I like beer.
And and raping people.
I like
man.
beer and
Golly,
raping.
This guy's an idiot, man. So anyway, and now,
But, like, people
so
just
now
were like,
Roe v.
yeah.
Wade, is it Roe v. Wade?
Roe v. Wade was overturned.
For all the
Affirmative action's overturned.
So that was the board. Is that the? So okay, this is a question that I didn't know the answer to, and I didn't have a chance to look. So that is that board Brown versus the Board of Education?
No, what is the case? No. Brown versus the Board of Education is that's just schools desegregation. But that's
the segregation thing.
That's an interesting point, though. Actually,
because I'm wondering.
Here's something I heard today, though. This doesn't apply to military academies. So the Supreme Court carved out an exception to affirmative action for military academies. Because they were like, well, you want military academies to reflect the population so that you have better morale. And it's like, well, why the fuck does
but
that
not at
apply
Harvard,
with
though.
Yeah, but not at Harvard.
Yeah.
Like, Harvard already is an elite institution
yeah.
that does not look like the population of the United States. But
it's cool. And
but not the military academies.
And it's like, the arguments that they were making was like, they were describing the reason why this happened.
Action.
Like, yes, dog, that is why we did it, because you had to do this shit. But so I guess, I don't think it was a white group that did it. I think it was an Asian group that challenged it was the one that had it up there. And I get, I'm like, okay.
Well, because they were saying at Harvard, for example, they were getting discriminated against because there's an overrepresentation of Asian people at Harvard. And so Harvard was like, well, we're going to start looking at Asians and saying well, we have a lot of Asians, so maybe let's not prioritize them.
I didn't know that was the deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then
so they was like, oh, y'all taking over the school, fam. What the hell? So they're like, nah, bitch, you can't do that. We talked about this too. I feel like the race thing, oh, he's black, she's black, he's white. That's fucking stupid. It's the dumbest thing to me.
Picking that's...
Yeah, it's definitely a socioeconomic thing that should be the biggest part of it. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? And then you figure out whatever, I don't know. I'm not sure how that should go or whatever. But I know that it kind of makes sense to not have it be just oh, you're black, you're white, you're Asian.
In fairness,
what kind of Asians do they let in? Do they let all the Asians in?
Yeah, well, because there's this idea too,
so in that case, it really is kind of split up.
Asians too. You know what I'm saying? That
yeah,
they're
but
letting
it's
into
not
Harvard.
like it's all one country, so it is kind of split up to the same way. That it would be
exactly.
If it were
There's
all African countries.
Exactly. And so if you think about it, I don't actually know how they do it, but if they're like, oh, you get a check mark for black, I don't think that's actually quite how they do it. But admissions process, they're like, oh, well, this person has these things, and we're looking to diversify, so this person's also black. But I'm like, dude, if you're a prince of some country and they're
the same
he's
thing.
black, so
it's not the same.
That's not the same thing as being raised African American in the United States.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's not accomplishing the same sorts of things.
Yeah,
I don't think affirmative action was ever some perfect solution to all the problems out there. Because I agree that it wasn't addressing socioeconomic issues, and it was kind of reinforcing the existing. Because obviously there's rich black people, there's poor Asian people. You know what I'm saying? And so it wasn't dealing with those issues in there, but now it's everybody's going to be afraid to do anything. You know what I'm saying? And they're not going to
go right back to what it was before.
Exactly.
Which I don't know, man. I don't know what the implications of that is, man. It just feels like you just keep fighting it. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I don't know, dude. Because I don't. What is it gonna do? Because for me, I feel like maybe you should send your kids to an HBCU instead. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to play their game.
Right.
Go over here and do something else in state or something like that. I don't know.
But that's what's fucked up. The reality is, you know what I'm saying? And Sam and I talked about this, is we were in graduate school in Boston, and you'd meet and work with people from Harvard and shit. I wasn't overly impressed with the folks that I met that were from Harvard. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't wow, geniuses. You know what I'm saying? They're just regular folks. My old boss was from went to Harvard or whatever. It wasn't didn't seem exceptional to me, but if you're going to get a job and you just have Harvard on your fucking resume, you get hired. Yes, exactly.
There's people that only hire people from Harvard. But you know what just made me laugh though? You and Sam are the smartest people I've ever met in person.
That's why we went to Harvard.
That's what I'm saying. But you're like,
I didn't- we
people
didn't.
from Harvard ain't shit. Like, bro, you're like, man, let me talk to him. I'll tell you. Let me see if he's. Because you're not
that's
a
the
good
thing,
judge
it
of that
doesn't-
because you're smart as fuck.
I appreciate that,
Well,
Sean.
like,
but like,
you should
we
went
didn't.
to
I applied to like Princeton or something like
Oh,
that.
did
I
you?
didn't get into it. I applied to one of the Ivy
Yeah, that's
Leagues
why
or
you
whatever.
needed
Because I didn't have
socioeconomic affirmative
right.
action.
Because most people that get into these are legacy admissions anyway. Their parents paid for some shit, or their parents went there, or whatever.
Right.
The fact is, that's the affirmative action we have. If we get rid of affirmative action for people that have been historically marginalized, then all we have is affirmative action for people who already have all these advantages.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So like that's
what it
that's
is. Too. Yeah.
But I agree.
I mean,
needs
rich
fixed,
people always
obviously.
find a way to do that shit.
Yeah,
They
rich
do it
people
with
all
every fucking
exactly.
thing. We
exactly.
just talked about the Waltons doing it.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
do
Yeah.
that shit all the time.
But it doesn't matter. You know, there's smart kids at UCCS. Like they're smart kids.
Right.
But if you have UCCS on your transcripts, nobody's like UCCS. Wow.
Right. Wow, that's so
you know,
smart.
it's like
yeah.
They just assume.
What
that
about
you're just-
Colorado College though?
But
Are
yeah,
they
exactly.
up
If you
there
went
with
to
Harvard?
Colorado College, people are like, oh.
Really? And
Yeah,
nationwide?
Colorado College is a well-known school. It has
Yeah.
the highest percentage of 1%ers.
I've heard of this.
go
thing.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to go. I mean, man, you see, if I was in my high school, I feel like my high school mentors led me astray. There was all these rich girls right down the street. All they had to do was tell me where they was at. I could have went over there when I was a kid, man.
You got to make
Damn.
those social connections,
Right.
man.
Jakari.
If you could have made
Jakari's
those
gonna
social
be
connections.
all through
You got to
Colorado
start
College.
taking them to the Colorado College parties
Yeah.
early.
That's
as
a-
a 5-year-old.
Right.
How old's John now? 4.
Yep. 4. Next year,
He's got to
Colorado
get on
College
the college
mixers.
party. Exactly.
I need to go holler at Heidi. and
Yeah.
say, hey, what's up, man? Hook me up with some of this stuff. Yeah, man. So anyway, also the black man that used affirmative action to get all the way through his whole life voted
You're
in
talking about
favor
Clarence
of
Thomas.
flipping it. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck Clarence Thomas. Dude.
Fucking
Fuck
clown,
that guy,
dog.
dude. He is a clown. He's a total clown.
He was like the director of the EEOC or something, like some high
Oh, was he?
ranking thing.
I didn't
yeah,
know
man.
that. Oh my god.
Like, how the fuck? What's wrong with your motherfucking ass, bro?
He just he didn't.
You motherfucking waste of space, dude.
He's the Peter principle. You know what the Peter principle is? You work your way up to your point of incompetence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Like he doesn't do shit on
Peter
the Supreme
principle.
Court either.
That reminded me of a song in the 80s. I can't think of the name, though.
But they've just been tearing shit apart. The Supreme Court's just been
Yeah,
tearing.
just completely fucking
shit
it up, man. And Trump
apart.
was the reason why motherfuckers think this shit a
Yeah.
game.
I mean, that's why
Yeah.
people need to understand, and I get it. Like, I don't want to, I wasn't super excited to vote for Biden. I wasn't super excited to vote for Hillary.
Hell
but,
no.
when I lived in Pennsylvania, I was like, I don't know, dude, this could swing an election. But here's the thing. People that, are like, I could never vote for this person as, harm reduction, is well, don't let Trump get into office or whoever get into office so
Yeah.
they can put Supreme Court. You're not fucking losing your virginity or some shit.
Right.
It's just you're filling in a bubble, dude.
Yeah, just
that's
help,
all
man.
you're
Yeah.
doing. And then it takes a few minutes, and then you're done, and then you can go out to organize
continue
against
to
them.
not give
That's
a
what I
fuck.
do.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
I'll vote for somebody, I'll hold my nose and vote for somebody, and then I will go out and I will hold them to account.
So what's happening?
But
Mayor Yimmy,
that's right.
love you, brother.
But he can't rest on his laurels with us around.
Not at all.
People
Not
don't
at all.
know.
He knows, man. He ain't gonna try to, man. I got full confidence in this character, man. And get through the 100 days, and we'll see what's happening with it, man. That's what I'm doing. You got to vote in your best interest, man. You got to pay attention to it. You know, one thing that we brought up a couple years ago is that the people that are the loudest are the ones that are losing. The ones that are at the table, ignoring them are winning. You got to remember that, man. You got to remember that. And we want to be the ones that are ignoring the ones that are being loud. That's what.
Whatever. I'd be open
what-
to listening to him.
Nah, not me. Shut up, peasant. Shut up, peasant. The South Side in the building. We are running this whole shit. Shut up.
Tom Strand
Every
comes
time
in
they start talking, we gonna start barking every time they talk. It's gonna be. Don't let me get on the council, boy, because I'm gonna have about a group of 10 of them. That's
Just
every
sound like a
time.
crew.
Every time Wayne Williams opens his mouth, they gonna be barking at his ass. Shut up, colonizer. Shut up. Yeah, man. But anyway, man,
That's
that's
our
just
goal.
cause. That was
That's
just
our goal.
cause number. What you think number that was?
Let's say 22. I don't know.
I said, let's say
we gotta be way higher.
we gotta
than
call
22.
it
Let's say
because I
50.
think because you know how the Christians got AD and D. What is it?
BC. Oh,
BC and AD. We should have it after the hiatus.
Oh yeah, AH
Yeah.
and BH.
AH1. This is
So
AH2.
this is AH2 or
AH2.
3. I don't know, the Juneteenth episode. I don't,
Oh yeah, we was in there
this
for
is
Juneteenth 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay, so this AH3.
AH3
All right, man. What does AH stand for again?
hiatus.
After hiatus.
I was really trying to do something with the hate us, haters.
They hate us.
hiatus,
Oh,
the
they
hate
do.
us.
They did hate us, but I'm not. There's a lot of people, man. There was a lot of people that was excited when we popped up.
I know,
I was
right?
like, damn, okay. I didn't think y'all even paid attention to that shit. We was just doing it because we missed each other.
We did miss
We
each
missed
other.
you, Johnny, with your damn European haircut.
I actually asked Sean to sit out front with a shotgun.
Yeah, so I'm
On
gonna have
my
a tent.
porch.
I'm gonna pitch a tent and smoke weed out there.
Yeah, you and Atticus will have a blast.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
You should just drop by.
Am
on
I allowed to
Atticus.
smoke with Atticus? He's grown now, right?
You could.
Not yet.
You could ask him.
Oh yeah, he said no.
Just go ask him.
Atticus, your dad said no, dog. He didn't say no, but he looked no. All right, man.
Dude, you should just pop up in there. Atticus, Sean.
All right, man. We love y'all.
Peace.
All power.